What's up, guys? Y'all doing today? What's up? What's up? Going live. We got 12 people watching already. Holy cow. We got one person in the chat. We have 14 people. Let's get the likes up, guys. So this video or this live is going to be talking about my last video I put out last Sunday. Today's the 10th of January. So actually, I put it out on my birthday. So last Sunday, the video that was, in my opinion, crazy good. It was probably the best video I've ever done. You know, if you haven't seen that video yet, there might be some spoilers, whatever. So spoiler alert, go see that video and come back to this live, you know, and maybe you can watch the rewatch, whatever. But yeah, it was a crazy video. And again, like I said before, I'm gonna try to keep this live to an hour. I'm not gonna try to go 2 hours or 3 hours because I don't think people like watching the rewatch for 2 or 3 hours. Let me know. Put a one if you like watching super long videos, like live videos like this, 2 3 hour longs, or you prefer me keeping it down to 1 hour. So one for super long and two for just 1 hour, man. Okay, let's hear about it. Or maybe I'll ask that question in the future. We have more people on. So we got two. Yeah, happy belated birthday. Thank you, thank you. Two. Sweet. 1 hour is good. So two. So everybody likes. Most people like the shorter videos because not everybody can catch these lives, unfortunately, but you can rewatch them. I watch live videos, other people's live videos. I just put it on the background and put my headphones in and watch as I'm doing my whatever chores, whatever. So we got a couple of ones and twos. Twos was for the 1 hour, I believe. All right, we got 51 people and 13 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. And let me look at these questions. So yeah, thank you for that belated birthday, man. I was shocked. I was actually looking at my girlfriend's pictures on her phone, and a picture came up from last year that said it was my birthday. She celebrated for me, and it had a happy 40th. And I looked like 40. It scared me because I forgot that I was 40, and now I'm 41. So sometimes I feel it, most times I don't. So there you go. Let me look at the comments real quick. We're going to talk about the video I put out on Sunday and also other things, get y'all's opinions on the video and opinions on my new style, how I'm filming now, because it's a lot different. I learned a lot from my time on the TV show, working with the directors. I would actually go out with them because they do what's called G-roll, where they go and they take a bunch of footage to add to the scenes. They actually set a specific days apart. Like they set a full day just to go do G-roll, which in YouTube you call B-roll. I don't do that, but I'm trying to do more of that kind of stuff to bring up the quality and also the entertainment aspect of viewing the video. Let's see. So let me see if I see here. James. Thank you so much, James Anderson. $10 super chat, and that's just a reminder. If you got, thank you, James. It really does help. If you guys have a very serious question or a question you really want me to answer, and I'm not seeing it, just throw a super chat, and I'll definitely see it. It gets highlighted. Thank you so much, man. Greetings from Popayan. All right, I went to Popayan. I'm not sure if you saw my video over there. I did a couple of videos, and it's a really cool city. And the market was probably the craziest market I've been to ever, with the craziest food choices. I really enjoyed it. The people were nice as well. Okay, so I'm looking through the chat. You guys have any? Let's see. It was a great video. I shared on my community post. Just don't get got during those areas, sir. Yeah. So that was one of the most common comments in the beginning was, David, why are you risking your life for views? David, it's a dangerous area. And in the video, I said it's a dangerous area, that people not copy me, like not do what I'm doing. The thing is, like I said in the video, I've been living here for 7 years. I've pretty much immersed myself in the culture, so I can kind of tell who to look out for, who not to look out for, what kind of social signals or any kind of movements or expressions, and I understand the language 100%. So if they say something, I can know what they're talking about. Even not just understanding Spanish, but understanding Colombian slang, I pretty much understand that 100% too. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. And when Santi called me over. Again, spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen it, watch the video. All right. It's an excellent video. When Santi called me over, I was like, ah, geez. And before I kind of cut it out, but another guy said, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And I said, I'm just getting to know the area. I cut that part out right before Santi called me over. And they were kind of sitting in a circle. And to my mind, it was like, ah, geez, what's going to happen? Well, let's just go see. Let's go see what happens. And I walked up on him, and when he put his hand out and to offer his hand to shake my hand, at first I saw him, I was like, okay, he's not that big of a guy, but he could still have a gun or a knife or whatever, and take my camera. But when he shook my hand, his hand, my hand, I have a pretty decent sized hand. His hand was like this much bigger than mine, massive. And his hand was solid because his dad's a mechanic and he worked in a mechanic shop all his life. So, a mechanic's hand is super strong. So when he shook my hand, I felt the strength, like shaking a rock. And it was a massive, like a basically, what's it called? Ham, like a ham hand, like a big as a ham, right? And his dad is actually a famous what ex-professional, not famous, but was an ex-professional soccer player, a goalie, and his nickname was Manotas, and Manotas means big hands. So his dad had massive hands and was a goalie, and he passed those hands down to Barney, to Santi, man. So when I shook his hand, I thought, oh geez, if it came down to a fight and taking a punch from this dude, it's gonna hurt, But right away he started. He said, I'm the tour guy, like, you want me to tell a story? And I thought, when he said, are you filming? And I went, más o menos. I was like, I don't want to tell him I'm filming or not. What should I do in this situation? But then he went off and he started telling. Then I cut out. I basically spent almost an hour with Santi. I cut out a lot of it because he went and told a super long story about his life, about when he broke his rib and he lost his organ. At that very moment right there, he actually left his body, and he was telling me the whole story. He left his body. He could see himself from the outside and saw all his family. It was a super long, detailed story, and I was like, this is awesome, but I can't put it in the video because I don't think many people will just stay for that whole story. But the reason why, when he told me don't go that way, I trusted him. I believed him. Like, okay, don't go that way. He was looking out for me. But this was me after spending a whole long time with him, and then he said, best just go back where you came from, go towards the metro. So when I was walking, that's when he pulled up on me on the motorcycle, and I was totally like, I didn't expect that at all. So he pulled up on the motorcycle and he said, hey, I'll take you. And my first thought was, I haven't ridden a motorcycle in a long time. But the next thought was, you know what? They'll make good content. And plus, I already spent an hour with the dude. I could tell he's a good guy, good heart. And so, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And I did not expect to happen. Like when I said, when his daughter, and I said, us three, I didn't expect us three to go on the motorcycle. I did not expect what was going to happen after that. So I won't keep talking about it. So I want who hasn't seen the video to watch it, but it's crazy. Let me look at these comments real quick. Video was great. Were you scared on the moto? How did you meet the guy? Why did he take you all over? Was he a drug dealer? All right, so I answered that question, just the long rant I just talked about right now. But yeah, I was super scared. Initially, I wasn't. I just trusted him because he does tricks on a motorcycle. He has videos where he popping wheelies and those guys that go around doing all kinds of crazy tricks. So initially, I wasn't scared. And then when I made the comment about we're not wearing helmets, that's when I realized, okay, this is kind of dangerous. And then when he got his daughter on the motorcycle and started letting her do certain things, that's when I remember the story he told me about how he lost his organ from a stupid accident when he was a kid. And right when that memory hit me, I don't know if you guys saw my face, but I went kind of green. I was like, oh, geez. And at that moment, that's when I got super nervous. And I was ready to get off the motorcycle. So when we arrived to the location, that's when I got the motorcycle. Hey, I can walk, right? It's okay if I walk. And he's like, yeah, excelente. And I went. But before I keep talking, guys, another video is coming out this Sunday. and it's not going to be. It's a more of a fun video, more of a fun. I went on a little getaway with my girlfriend for the weekend, out of town, so it's more of a fun video. Watch, tune in, and let me know, because I'm trying. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to input different kinds of techniques and styles and editing styles in my content to make it more engaging, even to the point like for example, I don't know if you guys saw my video where I went to downtown looking for gold. I think my editing has gotten better since then, but that was like just me going and interacting with people and just going around the city, and having a um, what's it called, a reason for going, like a goal, something to do. Or when I went to get batteries at the Monterey Mall, it was just so yeah. But the one with Santi was like another level. Like, I think if I never would have ran into him, the video bit would have been good, because up until that point, it was still an amazing video in my opinion. Interacting with those kids, playing soccer, talking with the guys, walking around, kind of getting close-up shots of people, like looking at me, kind of like, "What's that dude doing here?" That kind of stuff, and my little commentaries. I think the video would have been very good. It just became another level when he got involved. All right, so let me look at these questions. But yeah, the video's coming out on Sunday, guys. So tune in for that on the Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let me look at these questions. Greetings from Poland and good light. Good night. Good night. How did you meet the guy? I already talked about it. I didn't. It was all by accident. I was just walking around the airport. He called me over, so he was just chilling with his buddies, drinking whatever he was doing, and no, he's. I don't think he's a dealer. No, no. He has his own business. He works in a car detailing spot where he details with the machine, and he does other types of businesses. But he's legit, from what I know. All right, but at the same time, like in these kind of situations, you don't put your like even Colombians don't put their full trust on people they just met, right? So that's why I said before in my videos before, about being safe here in Medellin. Even Colombians, even if they know you for a while, they might not even invite you to their home. For them to invite you to their home, they really have to know you and trust you and know you're a good person. You have no bad intentions, because of the history here in Colombia and of people just taking advantage of certain situations. So Colombians are very guarded. So that's the same thing. Like, I can meet wonderful people out here, but I'll still stay guarded and kind of like, so I wouldn't be like, I'm not talking about Santi in particular, but I'm talking about in general. It'll be hard for me to recommend anybody to you guys unless I 100% knew the person for many years. I knew that, I can fully trust, because I would hate, it just what it is. Okay, so Paxtech, feliz cumpleaños, David. 41 años no es nada, hasta 50 será considerado joven. Yeah, so 41 is still young, man. I feel young. Yeah, I guess 50. So, but when I'm 50, my girlfriend's mom, I forget how, she's in her 50s, but she's like me. She forgets her age, and she has more energy than me. I even told her, I said, God, if there's only a way to bottle up her energy and take it in the morning, I would pay money, because it's crazy. Dave, it was a great video. No need to apologize. No, no apology. I had a great time. It was amazing, amazing video. And other people were saying that all the negative stuff, I just, the majority was positive, definitely positive. So we got 116 people, 117 people, and 47 likes. Get the likes up, guys, please. All right, let's see. For someone, David, for someone who's in college is working to be an expat, what can I do to prepare? Anything I need to know beforehand? Save your money. Save as much money as possible. Don't spend money on stupid stuff. Don't fall into I'm not sure if you're from the States or what, but if you're from the States, don't fall into the consumerism culture to where you feel like you have to buy things to be happy. Just save. You don't need things to be happy. Trust me. Um, so yeah, that's my best advice to you right now, because the savings is going to help you as a cushion to when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, and that applies for everything in life. Thank you, Gemini. Thank you. Yeah, hello, David. Your last video was very nice. Great experience. You show beautiful people, kind people, positive faces, deep side of Medellin. Great job. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, some people mentioned that they walked around that area, but I don't think they walked around like where I went. Maybe it's possible people could have walked up those stairs and just walked around, got lost, whatever. But especially Santo Domingo Savio number one, that's considered a very dangerous area, And I chose the day that I went as a strategy because, and I said in my video, it was the 31st. This is holiday. Everybody's visiting family. All the family comes from all over the city to come together. It's like where the grandma lives, or the mom lives, whatever. So my thought was, hopefully they'll just think I'm a family member, visiting family, and I could be a family member from the states that was born over there, but my parents are from Santo Domingo, and I just have the accent. That's what I was going off. That's what I was going for, you know. And good thing I ran into Sandy because he saw. But I think the road that I was walking down would have circled back to Santo Domingo Savio number one, and I was already there. But if you talk to anybody in Colombia, Medellin, they always think other parts are more dangerous than where they're from, But still, that it still doesn't take anything away. It still can be dangerous if you meet with the wrong people. But it's all about going with respect and confidence. But even then, it's still risky. Um, Itaúi. Yeah, so in the future, can make a video of Itaúi. I did a video in the past. So like a lot of people, not a lot of people, there are some people like, oh, you're copying these other YouTubers. Oh, you're copying so and so's name. Not true. I've been doing YouTube since 2020, right? It's going 4 years. And my first videos were on the balcony because I couldn't leave my apartment because of the pandemic. But once they allowed me out of the apartment, my whole topic of my videos was showing different neighborhoods around the city. The only problem with those videos in the past was I didn't know how to edit, or I didn't edit at all. There was no editing. It was just all straight. This was my editing, turning on and off the camera. I didn't do that. I didn't know anything about thumbnails, so I didn't do good thumbnails, and I didn't know anything about titles. So my titles sucked, my thumbnails sucked, and my editing there was non-existent. But I've been doing that kind of stuff since the beginning. Now it's just better editing and better thumbnails and better titles. But I think me compared to other people that do that kind of stuff, I have my own style. Everybody's authentic. Everybody's different, right? So everybody has a different style. So we got super chat. Your first super chat, man. I appreciate you. On the live stream. Adam Bams Burger. Thank you so much, man, for the $5. If you had to move to another city in Colombia, where would you move and why? And if you had to move to another country, where would you move and why? Ooh, that's a tough question. I would say, oh, it's so hard, man. Maybe Cali, because the people in Cali are super nice. It's considered one of the dangerous cities in the country right now, and Valle Cauca is kind of hot right now. But the people in general, because there's bad people and good people, there's more good people than bad people. The bad people make more noise, I guess. But the people in general are super nice, very friendly. Uh, and the cost of living is a little bit cheaper as well in Cali. Um, I would do Manizales, but Manizales is a little bit too small. But I like Manizales because it's a really cool city, very pretty. The people are also very nice. Um, and then about the different country, I would right now I would choose Brazil. Again, the people are super nice. The food's good. The meat's good. The landscape is it's a massive country, right? So it has everything: mountains, beach, uh, jungle. It has everything, you know. So and and the people are somewhat similar to people here in Colombia, somewhat a little bit. And I would like to improve my Portuguese. I can get by with Portuguese, but I like to be fluent. Before I would have said Europe, some a country in Europe, but I haven't been back to Europe in 15 years or so. I'm actually going back in April. We're taking a month trip. So after that trip, then I can maybe have a different answer to that question because it's been such a long time. I don't remember how it is over there. I remember somewhat, but I need to go back with new eyes after spending time in Colombia to compare. You know. But again, thanks so much, Adam, for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Richard, what's up, man? Saying took advantage of my consultations. No worries, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you saying thank you. I haven't been doing consultations right now, so I've been busy. But maybe in the future, I'll bring that back again. Mm, so let's see. How much do you need to hang out in Medellin for a month while being semi-aware of spending? Airbnb prices are going up. That's what sucks. But I would say maybe 2,500 bucks, 2,000, 2,500, 2,000 to 2,500, all depending on your Airbnb. If you can find an Airbnb for like 500, 600 bucks still, which I'm not sure if you can, then maybe 2,000 bucks. Um, if you can find, if you had to pay $1,000, then maybe 2,500 bucks or so. Somewhat, you'll probably have some savings left over. Let's see. Hold on. Pereira or Manizales? I would choose Manizales over Pereira. Love your content. Watched Last before moving in Vigal for 6 months last year. In the future, would you do content in the surrounding areas around Medellin, like Guatape? Yeah, I could. I mean, I've done it. I've already done videos like that. This, like I said, if you like my content, you're talking about the stuff I've been giving information about and stuff, and yeah, it's there. You actually have to find. I have over 400 videos. So, but I'm gonna try to make content with this different style that I'm doing. It's my style, but better editing, better engagement. I think a little bit flows a little bit better. Oh, here's a great question. Is Ecuador safe at the moment? Is the danger overblown? Like Colombia, it looks like a beautiful country, especially if you like nature, wildlife, and mountains. I just saw a news article. I don't know anything about. I've never been to Ecuador, but I saw a news article on Instagram. I follow uh, a news site from Colombia, and they're talking about how it's getting becoming violent in Ecuador right now. It used to be super peaceful, now it's becoming more violent. So if anybody in the chat knows anything about Ecuador, put it here because that'll be nice to know. So I would love to go visit. Let's see. So here about some neighborhoods. When I go to Colombia, every foreigner talks bad about Bejo, but when I went to at least its downtown area, it was very modern restaurants and lots of family places change. Yeah, the downtown area, the part where the church is, the main area, that's super nice. Actually, when I used to do walking tours, that would be my last stop on my walking tours, the downtown, the where the church is, the main square, because that's one of my favorite areas, like main square areas in Medellin. The only problem with Bejo, it is dangerous. It's a lot of gang wars going on over there, and a lot of criminal activity. Actually, just recently, I think 5 Uber drivers have been killed because people. I'm not sure if they're stealing phones and using the Uber application on the other people's phones that they stole to get an Uber. They get in, they go for a ride, they to a place where they put for the Uber to take them, kill the guy, and then take the car. So yeah, it's if you're a foreigner, you don't know very, but if you don't know anybody over there, and you're just, I wouldn't go live there. I wouldn't go, you know. I mean, so nobody, everybody's asking me questions that's nothing to do with my video. But I'll just talk about a little bit more about the video, and then I'll go to these questions. The video was amazing. Watch it, and yeah, and expect more content like that to come out. I don't think it's almost like let I'm gonna just go out with an idea, like a place, a destination in mind, and see who I come across. So and interact with people, and those people become characters in my videos. So it was amazing that last video, and this video come up on Sunday. I think it's fun. I wouldn't. It's a fun video. Yeah. So watch that and give me feedback on that as well. I T Brown saying I walked from the train to the square, a bit sketch. No, that's totally fine. There's what they're called safe zones. So safe zones is where like the gangs of an area like Bejo agree that in that area they're not going to do anything, so that people can go do their commercial business, whatever, and they're safe. But within the neighborhoods of Bejo, if you go past the church and keep walking, then there's actually a road that's considered a safe zone road. But if you go right or left, you could be going in some area that you shouldn't be in. And if they mistake you for a rival gang member, then there could be trouble, you know. And this is not just me talking. This is someone else that told me. I made a video in Bejo many years ago. Okay, and I was walking. I walked into one of the stores and I talked to the girl that was working there, and I asked her, "Hey, is it safe for me to walk around here?" Because you guys saw that video. You're like, "Ah, David, so how do you say? Takes too many risks. They so takes risk, right?" But I don't. I ask locals. I say, okay, is it okay over here? Is it safe? Is it okay? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then they let me know. So when she told me, well, actually, no, take it back. I asked those girls in that store if it's safe to go. They told me don't go up, and I went up. So, but in Bejo, she told me, yeah, don't go down this way because that's a gang territory. You know, I was like, okay, gotcha. Okay, great question, Tiago. Specific to your video, at any time did you feel like you were being watched as an opportunity for a crime? At the time when Santi called me over, I felt that okay, this could go bad. And then when I rewatched the video, actually, I edited the video. I watched it like 3 or 4 times, and then the same day I was about to post it, I rewatched it just because I enjoyed it so much. No, after it was already posted, I watched it again because I enjoyed the video so much. And I noticed, and if you guys notice, going back on the video, there was a point before Santi called me over. I was walking, and there was a group of guys, and one guy had a white and blue jersey, like a football jersey, a soccer jersey, and he was with that group. And right when I passed him, I was talking to the camera. You can see behind me that he broke off from the group and started following me. I didn't know that was happening until I saw it after watching the video 5 times. I saw that. I was like, holy crap. He broke off to follow me. And I wish I would have saw that in the edit because I would have zoomed in on him to show that he broke off. But yeah, so either he did, yeah, he broke off to follow me either because I don't know, maybe, I don't know what was in his mind. But when Santi called me over, he was in the group with Santi. So it could have been good intentions. He just could have just at that very moment wanted to walk over to where Santi was, or I don't know. I don't know. Oh, great question. David's asking, was he expecting to get paid to show you around? I always expect everyone is looking for something in Colombia. No, he was just being very generous and happy, like very polite and taking care of me. And that's not true. Not everybody is looking for something in Colombia. The people that you may have that feeling because the people that are surrounding you or hanging around with you are looking for somebody. There are people here in Colombia and other countries as well that just take advantage of opportunities, and they may see you that you have a lot of money, you're a foreigner, and you got all money. I can start asking for money, asking for help. But in general, and normally here in Colombia, a normal person, they're very, especially here in Medellin, Antioquia, they're very helpful people. That's just part of the culture, and they're not doing it because they want you to pay them, right? Now, at the moment, I didn't think to give him anything because I was so like, how can I say, like shocked or like shook from that motorcycle ride with the little kid driving. I was so shook that when I got off, I was like, holy crap, man! I had to like rethink everything because it was crazy, right? But I've actually talked to him since. I've talked to him since, and we're probably gonna do something again. And at that time, I'm gonna give him a little something for like collaborating and helping me out with the whole thing. Just like a little gift. It's called Liga, but he wasn't looking for that. And if anything, it just, I think what he did ask me, he did like when I got off the motorcycle, he did ask me, hey, since you know so much about social media and that kind of stuff, can you help me? Can you show me how to do social media? Can you show me how to do what you do? I was like, yeah, of course, man. So I'm probably going to help him set up his TikTok and Facebook and that kind of stuff so that he can start making videos to promote his business, that kind of thing, you know. And that would help him out a whole lot more than just a tip, right? So I don't mind doing that, like giving my time to help him out. But at the same time, yeah, I'm give him a little something next time I meet up with him. But yeah, he actually is a good guy. He's a really good guy, and I really try hard in the video to show his love for his daughter. It was a good connection there. Okay. Yeah, but if you're with people who are always expecting something, and they're acting like your friend, but they're expecting something, yeah, you gotta put the brakes on that. That's not normal. And even with this situation, I'm not talking specifically about Santi, but just in general, if I meet people, and this is Colombians too, this is actually locals that do this too. They keep their guard up. They keep, until they can kind of like little by little, they let them in. It's not all 100% come on into my life, in my world. You're welcome. No, it's so, yeah. Yeah. So I won't say it. Someone saying a certain YouTuber. I saw his videos in Medellin and places he went wasn't that dangerous actually. Not really. Like he was in one part of San Javier, which is not that dangerous. I used to live in San Javier. Um, so there's YouTubers out there that put it off as dangerous. I've seen his latest videos though. He does go to some dangerous areas in Argentina. People actually warn him don't go. But here in Medellin, it wasn't that the areas weren't that dangerous. Yes, Lenny's saying it sucks that Santi seems so cool, but all the stories I hear about it being dangerous. Is There's more good people out there than bad people, but the problem is the bad people are the ones who run those areas. Okay, like when I lived in San Javier, I lived in a strato two, right? There's from 1 to 6, and one being the worst, and 2 or 3. But the thing is, I knew people in that area, and the people that ran the block, as you say, um, they keep an eye on everybody, so they knew me as well. They knew my movements, and if you know people and you're okay, and also if you're not getting in trouble, like let's just say a family who has kids, right, and the kid is 18, whatever, they see that he's studious, he's going to school, he's working, he's staying out of trouble, they leave him alone. You know, it just the people that get into trouble and make trouble and that kind of stuff. That's who gets in trouble in those kind of neighborhoods. But usually those neighborhoods are protected. I know another guy, a Colombian guy who moved up to, I forget what area it was, but it was over there in Bejo, but it was up high, and he's moved there, and he knew people, and actually the duros, or the people who run the neighborhood, right, that run the block, they actually went to visit him and to meet him, and they told him, hey, now you're living here, you'll be okay. We'll watch out for you, this and that, you know. So where did I get this hat? I bought it when I went back home, Houston, to what's that store called? I forget the store's name. It was a very popular store in the States, but haven't been back to the States in a long time, so I don't remember. But I like it. The only reason why I bought it, I'm not an archer. It's like a hunting hat for archery or whatever. The only reason I bought it is that it fits me. I have a massive head. My head's huge, and it fits me. So that's the only reason I liked it. Most hats they go like right here, and it just looks weird. Right. Yeah. So people like someone saying in the chat, I don't want to start beef with whatever the other YouTubers. They do a thing, but a lot of YouTubers they don't go to dangerous areas. They just go places that look dangerous. And for you guys like who live abroad, who don't live here, you see a neighborhood and it's like, oh, that looks dangerous, but it's not. Because like I said, Bejo, you can go, it can look dangerous, but it's a safe zone. You know, you just gotta know the places. Tepito, like they go to Tepito. Tepito used to be super dangerous, but yeah, Tepito used to be super dangerous in Mexico City, but I think now it's kind of safe. So a lot of YouTubers are going there and filming. Rich is saying, yes, you did a great job showing the connection with his daughter. I remember thinking, wow, she's going to be some great memories in life with her dad. I think that's crazy. I mean, I have great memories with my dad, playing catch, like him coaching me for baseball and, that kind of stuff. But she's going to have crazy memories with her dad. It's going to be amazing, and she loves her dad. You could tell just the way she looked back and smiled and stuff. She's going to be a daredevil, huge. No fear for that kid. So, asking, do the neighborhood protectors or the people that run the block, do they shake down locals? Um, I think only if you're running a business that actually has people coming in and out, like you're actually making money. It's a storefront. It's a legitimate business. Then they'll come by and say, okay, pay me up, and they call it a vacuna or a vaccine, and basically you need to take your vaccine so that way you can stay healthy. And so it's a weekly vacuna, but the vacuna is not very expensive. It's they charge a small amount, that way people don't hurt when they're paying, but they keep paying, but they charge all the businesses, so it's a small amount for many people. So it's basically like the mafia back in the day in New York, back in the 70s, 60s, 80s, and before, whatever. It still happens here, but it's in the comunas. So that's what they do. But for like normal citizens, they don't go knock on the door and say, "Hey, pay me for." No, they do it for businesses. They have. I'm not sure if they still do it, but the extortion's big too, or was big, to where they'll find out like information about somebody and then like, okay, like pay me up or this is going to happen. So they would do that. But I think those are more like small time criminals that would do that kind of stuff. Let's see. All right, let me look at the questions. If anybody has a question that you want me to answer, super chat. And there's 148 people watching and 94 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. Going for 38 minutes now. I'm gonna try to keep it around an hour. REI. Yeah, I think that was the store. REI. I think so. Metal, dude, that's a great question. Do you think expats will ever run out of cheap, safe places with the increasing number of digital nomads? The problem is that's gentrification, right? So it's not just the digital nomads as the problem. It's the problem where people move to different locations around the world and not learn what things should cost, or yeah, basically not learning how much things actually cost and getting ripped off, or not caring about being ripped off, or thinking that they're helping out the economy by paying more what they should. No, what they should do is learn the price of things and pay what locals pay. That way, they buy an apartment at what the price should be. That way, it keeps the prices at the right level. And it's not just the foreigners' fault; it's the locals' fault taking advantage of foreigners not knowing. But if you know, then they can't take advantage of you. That's it. So unfortunately, I don't think that ever happening. I think there's more people that just don't care about that kind of stuff, and then it affects the locals and local economy. And yeah, so sucks. We'll see. We'll see. So then, in that case, just have to make more money, I guess. I'm not sure, man. Hopefully not. How much time did I actually end up spending with Santi? Probably like 2 hours or so, 2.5 hours, more or less, because it was like 40 minutes, him telling me a super long story. And then the other time was on the motorcycle um, at his house. But we only spent a short time at his house, then the motorcycle ride. Yeah, and I was thinking as I was filming everything, I was thinking, man, I hope I can make a story out of this. Hope it's gonna come out good. But once I put it in the edit, it was like, well, this is amazing. Yeah, okay. So Medellin looks cleaner than Bogota. From what I've seen, Bogota is really dirty. There's rubbish. I haven't been to Bogota in a while. I want to go this month to make some content over there as well. But from what I remember, when I was traveling around Colombia to make my decision on where to live, one reason that drew me to Medellin was because Medellin was the most organized and clean big city, right? Because there's probably small pueblos that are super clean and organized, but I like big cities. So yeah, at that time, Medellin seemed cleaner to me than Bogota. And plus, like Bogota, just the weather and the overcast just makes it a little bit like dreary. And I like here is sun every day. So when I'm in Mexico, like with the weather changing and all that kind of stuff, it's like, what is this? I'm used to 70 degrees, sunshine every day almost, and if it rains for like an hour. Very spoiled here. You want to hear my thoughts on Pereira? I stayed in Pereira for 2 weeks, I believe, when I was like investigating Colombia. I didn't like it that much because it was like one main street going like with the main stuff, and then a bunch of neighborhoods. But I didn't really search much of Pereira to give a full justice. But I did down the downtown area, the rich area. I stayed in like the nice Airbnb in the nice area, but that was like staying in Las Palmas or up high in Poblado, which, as you guys all probably know, staying up high in Poblado, you're away from everything. And I don't like being away from everything. I like being in the mix. So for me I didn't have a car either, so I would have to walk everywhere. It's freaking down a mountain, up a mountain. I hated it. So that might have been my mistake, picking the wrong areas to live. Nope. Yep. 41. You thought I was in my late 20s, and this is me, kind of chubby. If I once I lose my weight, I look even younger. I gained weight in Mexico, man, because in Mexico, I don't know if it's the food or if they're like because I'm so close to the border. Maybe they bring in food from the states to where it's all processed and chemicals and stuff, or the so many carbs with fat or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but and also the lack of movement too. So I didn't move that much over there. It's mostly just in a car. So yeah, again, weight over there, man. I've been dropping it as I've been back, but I'm about to go back in February for 9 weeks this time, man. So hopefully, I gotta do something different. Maybe just one meal a day or something, and a bunch of burpees. I don't know, because I can't. I don't like being like this, man. I don't like no muscles and fat. I don't like it. Looking good, Dave. Thank you. I could look better though, but thank you. All right, so let's go through the questions. Yep, gentrification is a global thing. It's a problem. It's a problem. Do you plan on applying for Colombian citizenship? If yes, would you document for a video? Yeah, maybe I got to get my this visa renewed because you guys, if you don't know, my last visa got screwed over by my last lawyer that I used. That's why I don't recommend lawyers that much. She did great the first time, then she screwed me over, and I had to give that visa up. I was in my fourth year. It would have been 5 years. I could apply for residency. Lost that. Now I restarted a new visa, and it's coming up on the 2025 for 3 years, and I got to renew it. If I can renew it for 2 more years, that makes 5 years, and then I can apply for residency. So talk to me in 2025 to see if I can get the renewal, and then after 2 years, I'll make my decision. But I would love to not worry about visa here. I love Colombia. I love living here. Yeah, Colombian is good for cardio. All the walking up hills, especially managing 100%, and especially up in those mountains, man. Like the last video I did, that's why everybody. That's why everybody's in shape. You can eat whatever you want, but you have to climb up a mountain just to get home. I did the still shot of that old lady walk up the mountain after I before I said, man, these people stay in shape. Just to give a point, man, it's crazy. What are my thoughts on Colombian music? Are you a fan of certain genres of Colombian? I love Colombian music. I love it. I love the Christmas music is great. I love salsa. I love bachata. I love vallenato. I love porro. I love all music, Colombian music. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's happy. It's like I love when you go to the grocery store and they're playing salsa music as you're shopping. It's wonderful. How old am I? I'm 41. Oh, well, yeah, yeah. I turned 41. I'm 41. Maybe I should stop saying I'm 41. I'm gonna stop saying I'm 41. I'm actually 20. I'm 29. I'm gonna be 30. Man, 30 years old is so old. I can't believe it. I'm leaving my 20s. Big 3-0. Vallenato, yeah. That's why, like, I look young, but that's why I think I can speak on certain things we have experience, right? But I see certain people talking about certain things, like different topics on YouTube. And I just remember back when I was 24, 25, 26. I'm like, yeah, I probably would have been saying some silly things too, and been 100% confident that that's like my opinion is the right thing, because when you're, I guess, maybe more testosterone back when you're early 20s, want to fight over stuff. But things have changed a lot since I was in my mid 20s, 100%. So I give those people leeway. Nate, your state, happy birthday. Thank you, man. Thank you. Did you fall in love the first time you came to Colombia? If you're asking me if I fell in love with the country, yeah, like within the first month, I loved it. I loved Colombia. It's my 20th anniversary of your 21st, exactly. Do I like Nacionales or Medellin? I don't watch football. I don't watch soccer, so I could care less. Uh, my suegro, he's for Medellin. Um, so if I'm talking to him, I'll say Medellin to make him happy. How overblown is the violence in Medellin? Feels like all I see on YouTube is I got robbed there, got drugged there. So the thing is, and I've said this before, and I've made these type of videos too, but I try to be very honest with you guys and try to keep it, you know, as simple as possible. Those people who got or get robbed, whatever, the majority of them are doing a certain thing. They're coming here to try to get with girls or hook up with girls or go on Tinder or go on dates. Their main objective is to meet women, right? That's the thing. And then the way they meet women is by going online. So if you just don't do that, your chances of being robbed and being whatever got goes down drastically. But you still have to keep your senses about you, even though it goes down drastically. There's still you have to dress like a local. Don't have your cell phone out in the streets. Don't wear flashy jewelry, that kind of stuff. So I would actually I miss making topic videos. I would like to because I like these videos too, with the editing. I'm going on and venturing and interact with people, but the topic videos. Maybe I'll just do topics here in the live streams. But there's certain people that are making videos about being robbed here in Medellin, and I don't know if I believe them. I'm not sure if I believe certain people, and especially when they ask for, like, one guy asked for money. He got robbed and he asked for money to help with his travels, and my thought was, why don't you ask your family? You know, why don't you ask, or. So it's like, but maybe he's telling the truth. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But maybe some people are seeing that it's a way to make money or to push their YouTube channel and get more views and to go viral. I don't know. But a lot of people are getting robbed, and I think the majority of them are doing a certain thing. doing certain things that that put them more the probability goes up to be robbed and drugged. But danger wise, like for example, I've seen more street fights or fist fights or violent interactions in the States than I've seen here. You know, people is getting upset for whatever reason, road rage, getting out and fighting in the streets, whatever, than I've seen here, right? So yeah. Are people talking about the situation in Ecuador? I haven't talked to very many people about it, but I've seen a news article about it. Yeah, always keep your guard up. These girls are starting to play the long game. I made a video about that, especially about that guy from Minnesota. So, and it could be. I'm not talking about specific that guy, but it's like I said in that video. If the girl is already asking for money, so I made other videos about this too. If the girl's asking for support for money, my grandma got hurt, my dog is sick, my phone was stolen. It was a brand new iPhone 25, and I needed the new one. You know, if they're asking that stuff, man, and you haven't even met them, or you have, but like you just met them just like for the weekend or the week, that's huge red flags. And then maybe when you stop giving to them like the money, then they look for other ways to get money from you, or they talk to their friends and friends give them an idea what to do. So maybe it's not just a long game. Maybe it's just them. They've been playing you the whole time, and then the well drew up or dried up, and then okay, well let's move to the next option. So no matter times people can repeat this kind of stuff, I think people still go in that direction because there's so many gullible people out in the world. Truth: most Colombians avoid confrontation. Yes, yes, that is 100% true. I remember during the pandemic, it's actually a funny story. I was having to work out in the park. Near my apartment at the time, there was a workout area with pull-up bar, dips, that kind of stuff. And you know, I don't know if you guys seen it. Those it's like a circle workout area. It has a pull-up bar, a leg station, a dip station, and then like a bench press station where like you put the weights in, right? And I was using that bench press station as like for my back. So I would get on the bench and then get the bars. And I was doing like a bar barrel roll, but with that little thing, and then deadlifts, right, for my back. Like, and this one guy came up to the park and he walked up and said, "Hey, man, uh, just so you know, other people use this bench." You know, he said it to me in perfect Spanish. And I said to him, I was like, "Yeah, you're not from here, are you?" He's like, "No, I'm not from here." I was like, "Where are you from?" "From New York." You know, he said it to me in a very confrontational tone. And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not from here, are you?" You know, "No, no, I'm from New York." Like I could tell because most Colombians wouldn't have told me that. They would have thought it. They were like, "Who's this guy? Why is he doing this?" You know, but they would kept it to themselves versus telling me. And maybe I was most likely wrong, but even in the gym, people use benches. They go and they step on the benches to do step ups, that kind of stuff. So my thought was like, you know, but whatever. Yeah, most Colombians are not, avoid confrontations. Is very true, unless it's about football or soccer and they're drunk, and then you know those hinchas, the crazy ones. It's not all Colombians. This is the crazy fans. Yeah, you can get in a fight in the club in the United States easier than Colombia, for 100%, 100%. Yeah, RJ Flores saying same in UK. I was randomly punched in the face here in UK 6 weeks ago. Yeah, there's this thing going on in the States about people to like just running about people and punching in the back of the head for like content. That's crazy. And like to old people as well. That's crazy. So here in Colombia, people do violent things mostly because it's for business, and they only do the violent things to you if you just don't give them what you got. You know, they don't want to do the violent things, but they will. You know, but in the States and other countries, they do violent things because they're just aggressive. There's so much aggression. I don't know why. So much. It's weird, man. I remember, I don't know, whatever. It's just, yeah. I've had several confrontations these days where people get in my face and stuff. I'm always like, hey, calm down, it's okay. Because the thing is, the best thing to do is not to get in a fight. Just don't get in a fight. There's no reason to fight. You could be the toughest guy in the world. You can know that you can beat up the person that's messing with you. But the best thing is just not get in a fight, because the best case scenario, nothing really happens. You hit the guy or the whatever, and you go on with your day. Worst case scenario, he beats you up. He has a knife, he has a gun, or you hit him really hard. He falls down, he hits his head on the concrete, and he bleeds out and he dies. Now you're in prison, for homicide or whatever. Yeah, it's not good. What area is not safe in Medellin? I'm staying in the area of Poblado. So everywhere in Medellin, you have to be on your guard. Like, not, don't be scared, like, oh my God, but just take the safety tips, do everything that I've said before. But the areas you don't want to go is, don't go to north of Medellin, like north. So Bejo, everything north of San Antonio Station. Except the only two places you want to go is Barcarvi or the Botanical Gardens. Those two places are safe north of Medellin. And then after that, downtown, you go downtown. I would recommend taking the free walking tour in the downtown area, Centro, if it's your first time. That way you can kind of get the vibe of downtown. And don't ever go downtown at nighttime by yourself unless know, you know. Have you been to Villa de Leyva? No, have not. I want to go. Okay, so 168 people, 116 likes. I'm looking at these questions. Let's see. Any good coffee spots in Medellin? Plenty of good ones. When I first arrived here, there wasn't many, because most Colombians drink instant coffee. Okay, actually, when I traveled Brazil for 3 months, and then as a gift, I brought back some like super high quality Brazilian coffee that's ground and everything, and I gave it to my girlfriend's grandparents, and they didn't know how to make it because they've been doing instant coffee for so many years that they didn't know how to do it. So I had to teach them. Okay, and this is Colombia, the country of coffee. But the problem is, all those years for generations, the best Colombian coffee is exported, and the Colombians were left with the worst coffee, the instant coffee. Now there are really nice coffee shops popping up because of the foreigners coming here, with y'all's expectation, with our expectation of good coffee. And I say that y'all's because now I'm probably more Colombian in that sense, because I prefer the instant coffee now. I'm actually on in the I guess you call it the bunkhouse, whatever you call it, like the shared house in Mexico. I'm sharing a house with a couple other guys and the crew, and I go and I buy the Nescafe instant coffee, and they're like, "How can you drink this stuff?" And they're from Chile. How can you drink that stuff? We have better stuff. I'm like, yeah, but it's just easier. It's just easier and it tastes all right. It's okay. But when I first got here, man, I was a coffee snob. I didn't touch it. But after a while, yeah, Guatemala, most is instant coffee. It's the same, probably the same thing. They export the best coffee because they can sell it for a higher amount in the States or in Europe. Do you talk politics in Colombia? Not really. I don't talk that much politics anywhere, so I don't really pay attention that much. Um, but I do pay attention to see where the country's going, because if it starts going sideways, I always have the choice to go, as does everybody else. I mean, look what Venezuela. I mean, the majority of the country lives outside of Venezuela now. It's crazy, but hopefully, that'll never happen here in Colombia. Hopefully not. Ha! There we go. Hola from Costa Rica. What's up, Chris? I was imagining 2 years ago, and I saw a guy get beat up by 10 guys because he tried stealing a tourist's smartphone. That type of vigilante support from other people was amazing. I've seen that many times here in Medellin, where thieves they do something, and then the person says ladron, thief, get him, and all of a sudden these guys come out of the woodwork, stand buyers, whatever, and they go get them, they beat the crap out of them, and then even when the cops come and have them handcuffed, people will come, it's out of nowhere, just punch them and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's good. But I've heard, I didn't see this one, but I heard when it went bad. One situation was, it was this a thief who stole a phone, and he said ladrón of the other person, and the other person unfortunately looked like a stereotypical thief or whatever, or what, he got stereotyped, and the crowd jumped the wrong person and beat him up, and he wasn't the thief. So it's good the majority of the time, bad sometimes. And actually, I had that situation happen to me as well. I was walking through Laureles, and I'm just walking. All of a sudden, I hear these guys up in a balcony say, "Cógelo, cógelo, cógelo, cógelo." And I look up like, "Coge quién?" Like, get who? It says, get him, get him, get him. I'm like, get who? And I look to my left, and I see this guy, it's a homeless guy running, right? And then I see another guy, like kind of an old man chasing him. I'm like, God, jeez, what do I do? It's an old guy trying to catch up to the homeless dude. I'm like, ah, geez, what do I do? I'm the only person here in the street. I'm like, okay, fine. And I went after the homeless guy. I ran after him, and then I caught up to him. I didn't grab him. I just came. I got close. I caught up to him. He stopped. He turned around, and his first reaction was this: like he thought I was going to hit him because that's what normal people do. But he went like this, and I'm like, no, just what do you steal? And he said, the phone. I'm like, okay, give me the phone. And he gave me the phone, like all scared. He thought I was gonna beat him up. And then I said, okay, thank you. And then I ran back to the old guy and I gave the phone back. He said, oh, thank you so much. But I couldn't. It's not in me to hit a homeless person, man. The guy was like super skinny and like it's, yeah. I know. So other people would have, but I couldn't do it. And I had to think like three times before. I was like, okay, do I go around after this guy? This guy could have a knife. But I didn't get close to him. I stayed a distance enough to, if he was to pull out a knife, then I would just took off running. But it just the decisions you make, right? Yeah. But that was my good deed. And the thing was, it wasn't even that nice of a phone. It was but that was my first thought. I was like, I just risked my life. The guy could have had a knife, and I looked at the phone. I was like, it's not even that nice of a phone, but whatever. I felt good for helping the old guy. I gave him the phone and did my good deed for the day. But you just gotta be careful, man. Let's see. Come to Armenia. I've driven through Armenia, but I've never actually stayed and actually got to know it. I would like to go visit the city for sure. Do I still do paid consultations? Not really. I mean, I could make some time. I've got locked out my Zoom thing. I didn't get unlocked again. It's whatever. But no, not really. But maybe in the future. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Colombian girls don't come up to you as a foreigner willy nilly. That's a huge red flag. Yeah, here in Colombia, girls and Latin America too, like they want men to be men and men to approach first, right? Most girls do. So if a girl or two girls approach you out of nowhere, that's a big red flag. Either they're working and they want you to pay for services, or they're trying to lure you into a scam. Unless like you're in an event, you're in a group event, whatever, and it's a group thing where people are meant to talk to each other, then maybe someone might spark a conversation. Like say you go to a language exchange or you're at a dance class, whatever. Then don't be like, oh my gosh, she's talking to me. I'm so scared. No, no, it's just you gotta use your common sense. All right, so we're over an hour, 157 people, 127 likes. Let's get some questions. I'll look for some more questions, and then we're gonna call it quits. If you have a specific question you want me to answer, super chat. If not, I'll just scroll through, see if anything pops out. Let me see. Have I been to Bucaramanga? Yes, I have. And I like the city. It was nice. And probably the best arepas I've eaten in Colombia so far. Would you ever buy a car again? That's a tough question because here in Medellin, there's really no need, like for me, to have a car. I get around by foot, metro, taxi, Uber. And to own a car, you have to pay insurance. You have to first buy the car as a big investment. You have to pay parking. So I don't have a garage here, and all other stuff that goes along with it, right? Gas and everything else, maintenance. And for me to own a car here in Medellin is only because I want a car to go out to outside of Medellin, you go travel to pueblos or around. But at the same time, I take buses, you know. So the only real benefit of a car is like being able to stop anywhere or go anywhere. But again, there's always buts, right? There's so many buts. But in between destinations, there's really nothing to see in Colombia. Like most of the time, like you're on the road, like carretera or the main road, and I mean there's stops like little restaurants, this and that, or little stores, but then you get to your destination, right? Um, so just I guess the freedom of movement, but it's at a cost, and to me the cost is not worth it, right? It's not worth that freedom of movement is not worth the cost for me at this moment in life. Um, if I was making crazy money to where I could care less, and maybe, but then it goes back to I hate driving. I can't stand driving. I can't stand being in a car sitting down. You know, I'd rather be in the car as a passenger than as a driver. Even though I'm a really good driver, I've been driving all my life, like most people in the states. So I'm very good. I just don't like it because in Houston, you don't really have a choice not to drive, especially if you live outside the city, like in the suburbs and stuff. If you don't have a car, it's really hard to get around in Houston. So I hated that, not having a choice. Do you attend music events in Colombia, concerts or festivals? I don't like music events. I don't like concerts. Um, my girlfriend goes, but she goes with her friends, and I just don't like standing up and listening to music. If it's like a nice, like how can I say, I would go to a music event if it's like a sit down music event, listen to like El Divo or a nice orchestra or something, that kind of stuff. If I can sit down, relax, you know, and listen to some nice music. But the whole, no, nah. I'm just not a music guy. I like listening to music, but I'm not that much of a music person. Eh, what the cable car in Medellin, I'm not one for heights or closed spaces, so I'll be very nervous. I actually don't like. I'm kind of a little bit claustrophobic, and also I'm very scared of heights. But for whatever reason, the cable car is no big deal for me. You know, it's totally fine. Just gotta try it. ¿Cuál es el propósito de tus videos? Well, dependiendo de mis videos que estás viendo. Al principio, mis videos en el pasado era para enseñar a la gente la cultura acá en Colombia, como la gente, todo eso. Y en los últimos videos era mostrando los barrios, la gente, y yo interactuando con la gente. Y ya. What are your favorite hobbies there? My hobbies, man, would be just going out walking, seeing places, exercising, going to the park to exercise or going to the gym. That's about it. Rio Hacha. I'm not sure if I've ever been to Rio Hacha. I might have. I'm not sure. I've been to Rio Melcocho. Huh. But Rio Hacha, no, I don't think I've ever been. An episode from the top of Piedra Peñol. I've done episodes in Guatapé. You know, saludos from Aruba. Curious if you sold the stand the mall once you did a video. Nope, still have it. If you want to buy it, let me know. Okay, so what is healthcare like as a foreigner? The best healthcare company is Sura, and it's affordable. It's good. Yeah, you want especially get Sura because Sura has their own hospital. Um, yeah, because if you're on the EPS or EPS, then that's not the best medical service. Okay, looking for any questions. Yes, I've been. I've been to Eje Cafetero, Salento, Finlandia, all that stuff. Great. And I did a trip with my girlfriend. I didn't film it though, but we did the circuit. We went to Salento and then Finlandia, and then we went to Parker Cafe, and we traveled in between those sections on Chivero, which was so cool. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's it. I mean, nobody's asking any questions I'm seeing, and we already talked about my video. So watch the video come out this Sunday. It's fun. It's a fun video, and give me feedback on it. I'm always trying to get better for you guys. Always trying to improve. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao. Wait, how do I get out of this joint? Hold on. Hey, I'm not even seeing the close button. End stream. There it is. Ciao.